Today I'm going to show you how to knit this beautiful heartland bandana, perfect for adding a handmade touch to your outfits, and maybe you can gift it to someone special. This project is perfect if you're an advanced beginner or at least a confident beginner. You only need to know about the basics, like how to cast on, increases, decreases, and most importantly, how to follow a step-by-step instruction. And don't you worry, because in this video, I'm going to teach you how to do all of those. Also, one of the best part of this pattern is you can customize the length to your liking. So for this project, I'm using about 70 to 90 grams of light worsted or DK weight yarn, and that's roughly 154 to 200 yards. You can use any light worsted or DK weight yarn, but I recommend something with good drape and soft, like merino wool, 100% cotton, or for this project, I use 100% baby alpaca from Knit Picks. For the needles, you will need a 4mm circular needles, and that is a US size 6. But feel free to adjust the needle size if you knit looser or tighter than the average. Now grab your yarn, your pattern, and needles, and let's start knitting. First, we're going to cast on 3 stitches. You can use any cast on method that you prefer, but in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the long tail cast on. Leave about 5 to 6 inches for the tail and grab that with your right hand. You will need to secure the working yarn and the tail with your left hand, then twist the yarn away from you with your right hand to make a loop and grab the working yarn and pull it through the loop. Insert your needle into the slip knot, then gently pull the working yarn to tighten the loop around the needle. That counts as your first stitch. Now position your hands like a slingshot, tail over your thumb, working yarn over your index finger. Insert your needle up through the loop on your thumb. Then go over and catch the strand on your index finger. Pull that strand through the loop on your thumb. Then drop your thumb out of the loop and gently pull to snug the new stitch onto the needle. Repeat once more, and now you should have 3 stitches on your needle. Now we're ready to knit our first row. This will be the right side of our work, and we need to knit all 3 stitches. Before you begin, make sure you're holding the working yarn, the one that's attached to your ball, and not the tail from your cast on. Now wrap the working yarn around the index finger of your left hand. Insert the right needle tip from left to right into the front of the first stitch on the left needle. With your right needle, scoop the yarn clockwise and essentially wrapping around your needle. Pull the yarn through the stitch on the left needle, then slide off the old stitch from the left needle. Repeat 2 more times, and that's row 1 done. Now we're working on row 2, and it's the wrong side of our project, and we're gonna purl all stitches. Now let's turn our work. Before you begin purling, make sure the working yarn is toward you, like this. Again, wrap your working yarn around your left index finger. I also use my left thumb to push down the working yarn so it's not on the way. Insert your right needle into the first stitch from right to left, going in front of the left needle. Wrap the working yarn around the right needle counterclockwise, then pull the loop through the stitch. Slide the old stitch off the left needle, and that's how you purl a stitch. Repeat that twice to finish row 2. Now for row 3, we're going to start increasing our stitch count by using 2 methods, the make one right and the make one left. Before we begin, make sure the working yarn is in the back of your work and wrap it around your left index finger. The first thing that we're going to do is K1, so we're going to knit this stitch as usual. Then we're going to do our first increase, which is the M1R, and this increase leans to the right. You will need to find the bar between the stitch you just knit and the next stitch. use your left needle to lift the bar from back to front, then knit into the front of that lifted loop. Next is K1, so we'll need to knit 1 stitch. Now we're going to do the left leaning increase, which is the M1L. Again, find the bar between the stitch you just knit and the next stitch. Use your left needle to lift that bar, but instead of from back to front, we're going to do front to back. Insert your right needle to the back of that lifted loop and knit. Then knit the last stitch. You should now have 5 stitches on your needle. Now let's move on to row 4. The instruction is SL1YF and purl all stitches. Before we start row 4, make sure you're holding the working yarn toward you and that is in front of your work. This is important because SL1YF is slip 1 with yarn in front. Now you just need to insert your right needle into the first stitch as if to purl and slip the stitch from your left needle to the right without purling. Now purl the rest of the stitches to finish the row. Now turn your work and let's move on to row 5. In this row, we'll be doing increases using yarn overs, or YO for short. Make sure to have your working yarn in the back since the first stitch is SL or slip stitch with a yarn in the back. To do that, insert the tip of the right needle into the front leg of the first stitch on the left needle. Then slip the stitch from left needle to the right without purling. This will keep your edges neat. Knit the next stitch and then we're going to do a yarn over. To make a yarn over, use the right needle to scoop the yarn from back to front, creating a new loop. Knit the next stitch as usual and yarn over again. Then knit the final 2 stitches of the row. Now that you know how to work those stitches, go ahead and continue following the pattern. I'll meet you after you finish row 14 and we'll start the first section of the heart pattern together. Let's get started with row 1 of set 1 of the pattern. This row is worked on the right side of your work and introduces a couple of stitch decreases, the K2 together and SSK. Make sure your working yarn is in the back ready to slip the first stitch. So, slip the first stitch as if to purl, knit the next stitch, do a yarn over, and knit 1 more stitch. Now, to knit 2 together, insert your right needle into the front leg of the 2 stitches and knit them together as 1 stitch. After that, knit the next 2 stitches, yarn over, knit 1 stitch, yarn over again, knit 2 stitches, and we're going to do the slip slip knit. To do the SSK decrease, insert your right needle into the front leg of the first stitch as if to knit, slip it from left to right needle, and do the same to the next stitch. Insert your left needle into the front leg of both slip stitches and knit them as 1 stitch. Now knit the next stitch, do a yarn over, and knit the last 2 stitches to finish the row. Now continue working through the rest of this set. And I will meet you again when you reach set 2, where I'll show you how to read repeats in a knitting pattern. Knitting pattern uses repeats to save space and avoid writing the same thing over and over. In the Heartland Bandana pattern, you will see a repeat starting from the set 2 of the heart pattern. So this is how to do the repeats. Slip the stitch with the yarn in the back, knit 1, yarn over, knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, SSK, and knit 6. Then it says repeat from asterisk to asterisk. So you will repeat the instructions starting at the asterisk. In this case, you will do knit 1, knit 2 together, knit 2, yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, knit 2, and SSK. After that, you will continue to do what the instruction says. In this row, it's knit 1, yarn over, and knit the last 2 stitches. If there's a parentheses, like in set 3 of the heart pattern, the instructions in the parentheses should be repeated as directed. So what you will do is do the stitches from SL to SSK and knit 6, go back to the asterisk until the other asterisk. Now it says 2x, so we have to go back and do knit 6 and repeat from the asterisk until the other asterisk 2 more times. After that, you will continue what the pattern says. Knit 1, yarn over, knit 2. And that is how you read repeats in a knitting pattern. Continue working the pattern until it reaches the size that you wanted for your bandana. You can continue until the last set if you'd like it to be as big as the sample knit. This time we will work on the straps. Make sure that the wrong side of the work is facing you. Hold your needle in your right hand and hold the working yarn with your left hand. Wrap the yarn over your thumb from front to back. Bring the needle underneath the yarn on your thumb, then slide the needle up through the loop on your thumb, and let the loop slip off your thumb and gently pull the yarn to tighten it on the needle. Repeat until you've cast on the number of stitches you needed. You will then need to turn your work so that the right side of the project is facing you and knit all the stitches until you reach the end. After you knit the last stitch, place a stitch marker onto your right needle. This will help you keep track of where the new stitches begin. Then cast on the amount of stitches you need using the backwards loop method. Turn your work and continue working the pattern until you finish row 8. Now we're gonna do the standard knit bind off. Make sure the right side of the work is facing you, then start by knitting 2 stitches. Then with your left needle, lift the first stitch over the second stitch and off the needle. Knit the next stitch and repeat the process, lifting the previous stitch over the new one until you reach the stitch marker. After that, remove the stitch marker and knit all stitches across the row. Turn your work so the wrong side of the work is facing you, then work a standard purl bind off. It's basically the same as the knit bind off, but instead of knitting the stitches, you purl them. Cut the excess yarn, leaving a tail to weave in later. Pull the yarn through the final loop. Now, grab your tapestry needle to weave in all loose ends. Then, hand wash the bandana before blocking it to shape. And there you have it, your very own lace bandana. I hope this video helps, and if you want to post your bandana, tag me at Charles Creations in both Instagram and TikTok with the hashtag HeartlandBandana. Happy knitting, and I'll see you in the next one.